Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Duet Night Abyss livestream just concluded, and I've got a ton of info that you need to know about this game. I spent the entire last week digging through every piece of information I could find about the game, and today I'm covering absolutely everything, from the game overview and story to all the characters, combat mechanics, progression systems, and endgame content. This took a lot of time and effort to put together for you guys, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, join us on Discord, and let's get started. First, let's talk about the world of Duet Night Abyss, because the story is genuinely one of its most compelling features. In the world of Odalasia, two primary species exist: the humans, known as Solarians, and a humanoid species with innate magical powers called the Charons. In the past, these two races worked hand in hand, gathering rare earth minerals to advance their technology and founding the very first countries and human establishments. Throughout history, many Charons played important roles in shaping various nations. However, everything changed when the war happened. Nearly 20 years before our story begins, a massive war resulted in a crushing defeat for the Charons. Now, this wasn't a battle between equals. It was actually a one-sided slaughter. You see, most Charons aren't powerful mages at all. The majority of Charon society consists of ordinary people, tillers of soil, laborers with calloused hands, and street vendors hawking their wares. These are people who will never be able to use magic and absolutely cannot hurt others. Due to this, the idea of fighting back against the Empire was just too costly. Instead, they chose to keep themselves and their loved ones alive by following the Empire's demands. After the war, the surviving Charons were forced into servitude, living in slums and facing constant discrimination. They work as slaves, barely getting by in terrible living conditions, and can literally die on a whim with nobody caring. Our story begins to the eyes of a young Charon who grew up on an isolated island, completely removed from this conflict. You've never seen discrimination, never experienced it, and never even interacted with a human before. When the Solarians attack your home while you're out in the forest gathering food for dinner, everything changes. You and your sister try to escape together, but you get separated and she is captured by the Empire. Your journey starts as a country bumpkin, entering a major city for the first time to find your lost sibling. As you search for her, you'll discover the harsh realities of the world and learn that things are not as they seem. A lot of it is just a matter of perspective, and as they say, history is written by the victors. What makes the narrative truly unique is that Duet Night Abyss tells its story from two perspectives. After completing the first main act as the Charon protagonist, you will switch to playing as a high-ranking Solarian military officer within the Empire's army. The two stories run parallel to each other. This allows you to see the conflict from the other side, meeting characters you previously painted as antagonists and understanding their motivations. You get to see the truth of what's happening within the Empire itself and learn about their perspectives on these matters. This dual perspective leaves you, the player, sitting in a gray area between both sides, allowing you to decide for yourself which side you agree with more. The game isn't afraid to explore dark, morally gray themes. In fact, the developers even removed the character Gacha system specifically to avoid the narrative limitations it imposes. They wanted to tell a good story that isn't tied down by the Gacha-style storytelling, where every patch focuses on a new character coming out. The game's director has a philosophy that you can't experience the highs of happiness if you haven't already experienced the lows of sorrow. So yeah, expect them to go hard on the emotional side of storytelling. Even the side quests help expand the world lore and show you what it feels like to live in this kind of society. For example, in one side quest, you give medicine to a Charon bard who's been ravaged by poisons after getting kidnapped and tortured for sport. She can finally speak and use her voice for the very first time in years. That's the kind of storytelling this game delivers.
Now let's go over gameplay overview. The gameplay in Duet Night Abyss is a high-speed action RPG that draws heavy inspiration from games like Warframe. From movement to the grinding method and even the logic of the in-game file structure, the game repeats Warframe in many ways. Locations, character designs, skills, leveling, and movement all echo that formula. For example, Berenice has animations similar to Excalibur from Warframe. Psyche acts as an analog of Titania. Lynn has a design and animations similar to Mesa. The First City Ice Lake and its surrounding territories are reminiscent of the landscapes on Venus in Warframe. But let's evaluate what the game is like as a standalone product, because it does bring its own unique elements to the table. Movement system. Freedom of movement is absolutely key in this game. There's no stamina system for basic actions whatsoever. You can sprint indefinitely, and sprinting activates automatically. You can perform slides, and some characters have really funny slide animations. You also have a dodge ability with limited recharging uses to evade powerful attacks and traps. You can only dodge a couple of times in quick succession before you have to wait for them to recharge. One of the core movement mechanics is the Helix Leap, which is essentially a bullet jump for rapid aerial repositioning. You can press the fire button of your long-range weapon during a jump to move through the air and control your movement. Since there's no stamina, your aerial movement is almost endless. Master this technique to traverse terrain effortlessly during exploration or combat. Locations are also dotted with grapple points scattered across Atalasia and left by past adventurers. To travel swiftly between cities and wilderness, you simply aim at a grapple point and press the interaction key. This allows you to zip across the environment quickly, similar to the grapple mechanics you might have seen in games like Genshin Impact in Sumeru or Natland. Combat basics. In combat, you control one active character, but you are supported by 2 other characters from your squad who are controlled by AI. In dungeons, these support characters are summoned automatically. If you don't have preset squad presets, the most leveled up characters will be chosen. You cannot switch to these support characters directly, they just assist you in battle. Talking about HP and shield system, your lifeline in battle consists of 2 parts, HP and shield. When you take damage, attacks drain your white shield bar first. Once the shield is depleted, damage affects your HP directly. Shields regenerate after a period without taking damage, so strategic positioning against tough foes is key. If you're running out of shield, you definitely want to hide and heal up, waiting for your shield to regenerate, because once your shield breaks, only your base HP will keep you alive. Revive system. Running out of HP doesn't mean instant defeat. You can revive and return to battle. Reviving grants you brief invulnerability, which is helpful. However, revival chances are limited per stage, so you definitely want to be careful about using them back-to-back or spamming them. Fight carefully and use your revives wisely. Now let's go over the weapon system. Every character can equip 2 weapons simultaneously, 1 melee and 1 ranged, and you can swap between them seamlessly during combat. There are 6 types of melee weapons: greatsword, dual blades, katanas, polearms, swords, and whip swords. There are also 6 types of ranged weapons: bows, grenade launchers, dual pistols, assault rifles, regular pistols, and shotguns. Your waifu can literally hold a gun, which is pretty awesome. Every character has proficiencies with specific weapon types. Using a preferred weapon can unlock special moves and enhance their kit. For instance, when Truffle is equipped with her preferred melee weapon, the Scythe, she can perform special moves that may make it worth running the Scythe over other melee weapons. However, you are completely free to mix and match any weapon on any character. It's just that using their preferred weapons maximizes their potential. We also have the combo system, and it is exclusive to melee weapon archetypes. You actually lose your combo upon swapping to your ranged weapon in the middle of combat. From what we've seen, the combo system is largely tailored towards boss encounters, though it's definitely one of those moment-to-moment gameplay decisions you'll have to make. You'll need to decide whether you want to try and keep up your combo, or if using your ranged weapon would be the smarter decision for that moment in combat.
Instead of traditional cooldowns, skills consume a resource called sanity points. This is a vital combat resource, and casting skills consumes sanity. You start missions with a full sanity bar, allowing for an initial burst of skills. Sanity slowly regenerates over time, but you can quickly restore it by collecting Sal Volatile, which is dropped by enemies in combat. Most skills have no cooldown, so you can cast them repeatedly as long as you have enough sanity. If you're constantly running low on sanity, equipping weapons that restore sanity when dealing crit damage or interacting with other game mechanics will definitely help you out. Bosses and tough enemies have a stance bar positioned right below their health bar. When you attack enemies, you deplete this bar. Weakening the stance to a certain extent causes hit stun, and completely depleting the stance bar will temporarily incapacitate the boss enemy, putting them on the ground in an exposed state. During this vulnerable state, all attacks landed on the target receive an additional damage multiplier. When a boss is incapacitated, you can approach them and press the interaction key to perform a powerful finisher move called Ask's Retribution, which deals massive damage. There's some extra strategy you can apply where you damage the enemy as much as possible during the vulnerable period and then save the finisher for the tail end of it to maximize your damage output. Some bosses also have destructible parts, each with independent HP. These extra enemy parts can be shown on certain bosses, and when all of them are destroyed, the boss will immediately be incapacitated and staggered, just like depleting the stance bar. This gives you another strategic option for taking down tough enemies. Elements and damage types. Combat has a deep elemental and damage system. There are 6 elements in the game: Anemo, Hydro, Pyro, Electro, Lumino, and Umbro. All of them can stack periodic elemental damage on enemies. Lumino has special properties. It stacks periodic damage while refreshing the duration of all elemental bonus effects. Umbro also has unique properties. It stacks periodic damage while reducing the enemy's stance recovery speed. You need to pay attention to the relationship between different elements, because damage from advantageous elements is largely increased, while damage from non-advantageous elements is significantly reduced. If you plan beforehand, you can equip certain characters and weapons that will exploit enemy weaknesses and allow you to deal even more damage in combat scenarios. Exploiting an enemy's elemental weakness will massively increase your damage output. In addition to elements, weapons also deal 1 of 3 physical damage types, each with unique advantages. Slash deals bonus damage to shielded enemies. Spike excels against high HP targets. And Smash is highly effective against enemies with high stance, making it the best choice for breaking stance bars quickly. Even within the same weapon type, attack patterns can vary greatly, so there's a lot of depth to weapon choice. Duet Night Abyss has completely removed the character and weapon gacha, making progression a core part of the gameplay loop. The system is entirely based on deterministic grinding, which means you will not have to worry about grinding the same exact item over and over again, just trying to get the right roll. With this in mind, all you have to worry about is actually getting the drop of the item, rather than getting the drop and then upgrading it to the absolute perfect or even just a usable state. Now, a common misconception is confusing secret letters with sealed commission letters. These are completely different things. Secret letters are free to grind, unlimited, and unrestricted character-specific drops. Here's how the system works. First, you play various free, unlimited game modes. Playing these modes will drop character-specific secret letters. For example, fighting Hellfire's boss, the Warden of Inferno, will drop Hellfire secret letters as you grind the boss battle. Each character has a specific boss or activity that drops their letters. Second, you take these secret letters to a system called covert commissions. Using a secret letter unlocks a special character-specific mission for that character. There are 3 types of missions that you can choose from. 1 for character shards, 1 for weapon parts and blueprints, and 1 for character-specific demon wedges. These missions are guaranteed to drop what they say they will drop. There's no randomness like loot boxes in Warframe. If you play a mission for character shards, you will always get character shards. To craft a character, you need 30 of their fragments. Secret letters can give you either 2 fragments, 10 fragments, or some materials in 1 run. For every 20 runs, you're guaranteed to get 10 fragments. That means to craft a character, you'll need a maximum of 60 secret letters if you're extremely unlucky and never get 10 fragments, which is basically impossible. In reality, 30 to 40 secret letters will be enough to craft a character. In terms of time, this can take 3 to 5 hours depending on your leveling and the type of dungeon. The longest to complete is the escort mission type.
Bosses can drop secret letters, but only 5 times per week, giving you 3 to 5 pieces per run. If you still have letters left after receiving the character or the blueprint and materials for weapons, you can disassemble them for currency, which you can then use to buy more letters. For weapons, there's a similar system in terms of farming blueprints. You only need 1 blueprint, and the weapon itself needs to be crafted directly through the crafting system. After receiving the blueprint, you need to collect materials for crafting. You can collect materials while you're farming the blueprint because materials can also be obtained from weapon secret letters. The funny thing is, you can only collect parts for crafting a specific weapon from that weapon's letter. When you have collected the necessary materials, you need to craft the weapon. The weapon is crafted in real time by a tiny blacksmith who forges these powerful blades and firearms for you to equip on your favorite characters. It takes some time for the crafting to complete. Additionally, every character has been changed to have the same rarity. The devs are removing all of the dirty purples from this title, making it so that all of the characters have a nice gold color to them. What that means is that all the characters should be a lot more equal in terms of their power levels, and there won't be second-class citizens who, even though they have really nice character designs and better personalities, may not be as strong as previous 5-star units. Rarity is not a factor in this title whatsoever anymore. Let's talk about gearing system, aka Demon Wedges. This game's gearing system is the Demon Wedges, and it will feel very familiar to Warframe players. You'll be able to equip a whole suite of them on your character, with the main limiting factor being the tolerance limit. It's essentially a mini-game of fitting in as many of these Demon Wedges as you can to get the most benefit on your character. Deterministic stats. The best part? Demon Wedges have fixed, predetermined stats. You will never have to grind the same piece over and over hoping for the right substats like you would with artifacts in other games. If only I could get crit rate and crit damage on this damn thing. Well, not here. You just need to get the drop, and that's it. Tolerance limit and polarity system. Your character and weapons have a capacity called a tolerance limit, which is essentially cost points or capacity. Each wedge has a cost. You can fit wedges as long as you stay within the limit. The character has 4 very prominent slots for demon wedges to insert. A good part of this system is the polarity mechanic. If we compare this to Warframe, the polarity system in that game gives you a discount on the particular type of mod. In Duet Night Abyss, if a wedge's polarity matches the slot's polarity, it will significantly reduce the tolerance cost of that wedge, allowing you to slot in a very powerful demon wedge for a very low cost in comparison, letting you squeeze even more power into your characters. The slots for wedges open as the character levels up, and by leveling up your character or weapon, you also increase the tolerance capacity. By leveling up the wedges themselves, you increase their tolerance cost, so there's a balance you need to manage. Demon wedges can be used on different characters, so you're not locked into one setup. In addition to characters, wedges are also placed on weapons. There are different wedges for melee and ranged weapons, giving you even more customization options. Golden rarity wedges don't drop directly. Instead, you get a blueprint from which you can craft golden wedges in the same way as weapons, adding another layer to the grinding system. We also have crit overflow. A nice quality of life feature is that if you go over 100% crit chance, the excess is converted into bonus crit damage, which is really nice. Though when it comes to optimal builds, it likely won't matter as much since you'll aim for balanced stats. As you level up characters, weapons, pets called Gehennims, and demon wedges, you will gain Trial XP, which increases your overall account level, which is similar to Warframe's mastery rank system. Reaching certain trial level milestones unlocks rewards like secret letters and sources for characters and weapons. Additionally, reaching milestones grants you permanent account-wide stat buffs called resonance buffs. These buffs increase the shield, defense, HP, and attack of all your characters. This actually incentivizes you to level up multiple weapons and characters, even ones you might not think to use, because you're gaining permanent stats for having higher trial XP. This is something that Warframe doesn't have, and it's a great addition for the general player base.
In terms of gearing, you equip a melee weapon and a ranged weapon on your main character, and you also equip 2 supporting characters with their own weapons as well. You also have a slot for the friend system, or what they call a Gehennim. This is your little buddy, your pal, your little guy that follows you around and gives you some extra benefits across your missions, such as buffs and a little bit of damage. The Gehennims have actually been drip marketed a lot throughout the pre-release period, and you can actually play a little minigame on the Duet Night Abyss official website that allows you to pick one to bring into the game completely for free. So be sure to check that out if you want to get the tiniest bit ahead before launch. Currencies. The game has a couple of currencies to keep track of. The main coins are the primary currency, similar to credits in Warframe or Mora in Genshin Impact. This is just the standard currency of the title for everyday transactions. You also have Carmine globules, which are the main currency for enhancing demon wedges. I'm sure you'll probably be hunting down as much as this as you can possibly obtain so that you can enhance your demon wedges and therefore boost your weapons and characters to their highest levels. Endgame content. In addition to regular missions, the game has a theater mode. It's divided into 3 parts. 1 is one-time content, and 2 are renewable. You clear 4 waves of enemies, consisting of 100, 120, 140, and 160 enemies for each wave. After clearing the waves, you need to fight a boss. You'll need 2 teams to clear the first and second parts, and the third part requires only one team. That means you'll need to level up 6 characters and 8 weapons to tackle all of Theater. However, some players have cleared the first part by leveling up only 3 characters and 4 weapons, so it's flexible depending on your skill level. For completing Theater, you get a special currency for the store where you can buy various useful things, including demon wedges that change the gameplay of weapons and letters for character signatures. For clearing the floors, you also get letters to farm specific characters like Psyche. During the technical test, a new roguelike mode appeared in the game. This roguelike is very similar to a mode from Warframe. For Gacha players, it's easier to compare it to the elusive realm from Wuthering Waves or the simulated universe from Honkai Star Rail. This mode offers another way to test your builds and earn rewards, and it has a story archive for the roguelike itself, though unfortunately there isn't an archive for the main story or side quests yet. Hopefully they'll add that in the future. There are also boss battles in the game. Blueprints for some characters and weapons are farmed from these bosses. Each boss has a specific loot table, and fighting them is one of the main ways to get secret letters for certain characters. The game has dungeons called commissions. Commissions have several modes similar to Warframe: escort, capture, cleanup, excavation, and defense. There are commissions for materials, experience, and wedges for characters, melee weapons, and ranged weapons. All commissions are divided into several dungeons with level restrictions, so you'll progress through them as you get stronger. The best part? There is no energy system in this game whatsoever. For many years, gacha games have had the tradition of spending a certain amount of stamina or resin to run content. But here, the template of the standard gacha was broken again. You can go to dungeons and farm characters and weapons as much as you want. Long live endless farming. Warframe fans will definitely appreciate this. Let's go over co-op and social features. You can go into any activity in the game in co-op mode, but if you don't like it, you can turn it off altogether. If you don't have friends, you can look for teammates in a separate chat tab. The chat itself is worldwide, and you can communicate with different people there, making it easier to find groups for harder content. Exploration and open world. The world in the game can be called semi-open, although it's officially stated to be an open world. The locations have a corridor-like direction similar to Honkai Star Rail, but on very large locations, you can move wherever and however you want. You just can't go beyond the map boundaries, because each map is a defined area. From the closed beta tests and changes observed going into launch, the size of these zones is actually rather adequate, being a bit closer to maybe something like the size of Dragonspine, if you can relate to that from Genshin Impact. In addition to missions and the roguelike, you can collect chests on the locations, although there aren't many of them and nothing particularly useful drops from them, so don't focus too much on this. In addition to chests, there are small activities on the map, such as running to a certain place on time or shooting imps. And in the teleports, there are own minigames to keep things interesting. Let's go over the main menu, the daily tasks, and Battle Pass. Daily tasks and Battle Pass are also present in the game. For buying the Battle Pass, you can get a pet of your choice and 5 gacha pulls. The Battle Pass offers various rewards throughout the patch to help with progression.
While you'll be able to unlock everyone for free, here are some of the characters that have been shown off. Yuming is a polearm type character. As you can see from his art, he has a dragon in the background. As he performs his polearm attacks, he spawns the dragon to do damage. It's very cool actually. From what players remember from Closed Beta 2, Yuming was a really strong character as a main DPS melee-focused fighter. He's definitely going to be a solid character, and for you guys that like husbando characters, he's going to be up there as a really cool one. Sybil is pretty much like the Raiden of the game if you've played Genshin Impact. Her main weapon is a whip, which is pretty wild. She has an area of effect ability, kind of like a black hole effect. It's pretty cool in terms of what it's able to do. She's a very strong character, and her animations are nice. She was also one of the first bosses in the game, so yeah, Sybil is definitely going to be one of those fan favorites for sure. Kaijo is a melee-focused sword character. He has an ability that's kind of like Gilgamesh from Fate, where he drops a bunch of swords on enemies. He's pretty crazy and looked very cool design-wise. He might also have a special melee ability related to how his arms look, but players didn't get to test him out personally in the beta. Daphne was part of the Twilight story, which is the second half storyline that you play with the second main character. She's pretty much your standard female nerd waifu type character.
In terms of the story, she was really nice and helpful. Players didn't get extensive gameplay with her, but she seems like a cool character. Fantasio is a character that transforms into a big berserker and performs a bunch of crazy melee attacks. He was really cool actually, and players enjoyed using Fantasio in closed beta too. If you like having a character that transforms and does a bunch of melee damage, he was definitely going to be a character to look out for when the game releases. Rebecca is another character mentioned in the unlock system. You'll need to collect her fragments through her specific secret letters to craft her. Baris is a character with animations similar to Excalibur from Warframe and is one of the main characters you'll encounter. Psyche acts as an analog to Titania from Warframe and can be farmed through theater mode. She's got some rather interesting features, and there's even a line in the footage where she says, "We're having a good time while things look chaotic." Lyn has a design and animation similar to Mesa from Warframe, offering a unique ranged combat style. Truffle, also referred to as Phoebe, is a Reaper-type character who uses a scythe as her preferred weapon. When equipped with the scythe, she can perform special moves that make it worth running over other melee weapons. Hellfire can be farmed by defeating her boss, the Warden of Inferno, which drops her secret letters. Marjorie is a character with a hat and a backpack. She has her own specific secret letter missions where you can farm her shards, weapon blueprints, or demon wedges. The best part is that all these characters will be available for free through gameplay. No character is locked behind a paywall. Monetization and customization. So how does the game make money? With the character gacha gone, the monetization is focused entirely on cosmetics. Despite the fact that the gacha system is over, gacha is still present in the game, but it's only for skins and accessories. These skins don't give anything but visual effects. On the official stream, the developer said that this would be the main earning system.
Now let's take a look at the game's gacha system. We have two banners, standard and event. Both banners have a 90 pull guarantee. For every 10 pulls, you get a purple rarity accessory. For other pulls, you get blue rarity accessories. As cashback for pulls, you get blue prisms. In the standard banner, you can get skins for Rebecca or Truffle from the golden rarity, or skins for the bow or Driftpoe weapon. Skins for weapons can be put on any weapon of that type, and they can also be repainted. With event banners, everything is a little more complicated. From it, you can get only 3 golden rarity items, a skin for Psyche, or 25 or 50 rainbow prisms. Rainbow prisms can also be obtained for a duplicate Psyche skin. For rainbow prisms, you can buy both the Psyche skin itself and accessories for the skin, animations, and effects. For 25 rainbow prisms, you can buy the skin in the store. For 18, you can buy a weapon skin. For 6, you can get animations for character customization. For 4, an accessory for the face. For 5 rainbow prisms, you can buy an AFK animation. And for 50 prisms, you can even buy a car, though this car is nothing more than a beautiful background for photos. The cost of skins is rather high. If you hit the 90 pull guarantee for a skin, it will cost 14,400 premium currency. In terms of real money, this can be around $200 or more depending on your region. However, with the first-time purchase bonus that doubles your currency, you can get the first skin for roughly half that price. After that, you can save up 5 pulls from the Battle Pass every month and 5 pulls from cashback every month. The monthly card gives you a Truffle and Fondue character avatar once for buying it, plus 300 buds and 90 Foxons every day. However, Foxons can only be spent on the standard banner, so the monthly card isn't as profitable as you might think. In theory, a free-to-play player can save up for a skin. 5 pulls a month from cashback are still pulls. In total, you'd have to spend 14 to 18 months to save up for a skin, or 12 months if you take the Battle Pass. It sounds like a long time, but remember that skins are not a mandatory investment and provide no gameplay advantages whatsoever. If you don't want to grind for characters or weapons, you do have the option to purchase them directly with premium currency. However, everything is obtainable for free through gameplay, so this is just a convenience option for players who want to skip the grind. The game also features a deep customization system. You can repaint absolutely any weapon or skin, both on characters and on weapons. You can repaint them to any desired color you want. You can also put on accessories like face accessories and other cosmetic items. The skins themselves have special animations and visual effects that change the look and feel of your characters. Additionally, characters have special AFK animations that you can turn on or off at will. Some animations can be bought for cashback from the gacha, adding another layer of personalization. Overall, the customization in this game is pretty extensive, allowing you to create a unique look for your characters and weapons. As we reach the finale of the video, I'll tell you guys the release date if you don't already know it.
The release will be simultaneous worldwide on October 28th, which is in just a few hours now. You can download the game through the Steam, Epic, or the official website. On mobile devices, you can get it through the app stores. I know that I didn't cover all the characters that will be featured in the game, but I guess 12 were good enough. But here's the remaining characters info. Zilliu, ranged caster, talisman user, summons dragon. Rhythm, tactical specialist with ODM gear, Attack on Titan style, electro element. Hilda, AoE specialist, pyro maid, inspired by Zaku from Warframe. Tabethe, crowd control specialist with tentacles like Hydroid from Warframe. Fushu, versatile support or healer hydro element, described as most powerful support in CBT-1. Fina, versatile buffer with great sword and bow. Lady Nifla, hybrid DPS with Lumino and Umbro elements. Randy, defensive support, electro shielder, looks like Tartaglia. Yale and Oliver, bomb specialists, pyro DPS duo. Outsider, melee DPS. These all characters were featured in videos of game's official channel. I guess that wraps up everything. So are you guys excited about the release? Do let me know in the comments section below, or join us on Discord to discuss. That's everything I could find out about this game, guys. I hope it helped, and keep in mind the sources I used for this video are from the game's official Twitter page and various YouTube videos, as I wasn't one of the fortunate people to get my hands on the game's beta test. If you found this useful, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also hype up the video if you're on mobile and it's available for you. Don't forget to join our Discord, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.